What is up, everybody? I got my Gatorade, the lime green, lemon lime, cyber, whatever you want to call them. Got them laced up. I just used the matching laces that came in them because I think those look hot. I got to get some Crep Protect on them. After they're laced up, they're even more fire. I mean, come on. I am so happy with this purchase. I mean, so happy. Whew. Anyway, that's enough of those. You saw enough of those yesterday. If you haven't seen yesterday's video, watch them. Got some cinematics of those. But anyways, we're going to hit these with the Crep Protect because I'm nervous because they're really light. And I even got like a little bit of finger marks on them already. So I got to get them sprayed down. But right now, I took some photos of Sawyer at basketball. And I'm going to take you guys through my process of picking the pictures, editing them up, and exporting them out of Lightroom. So let's get into that now. Alright, so we're going to get into these pictures that I took of Sawyer at practice. I believe there was 139 when I imported them. Yeah, 139. So I'm just going to import them all and then we'll go through and select which ones we want to keep and which ones we're going to edit. I'm sure it's going to get pared down quite a bit, but we'll see. So once I checked all of them and hit import, they're all in there. 1 to 139, as you can see right there. And we could go in right here and rate them, but I'd rather go into development, the develop side, so I can actually see the full picture, and then just scroll my way through. And what I'm going to do is 5-star everything that I want to edit, and then we'll go in and turn on filters, and I'll show you that in a second. But let's fast forward through me picking my favorites. Alright, so that's going to be it. We have all the ones that's selected that I want. So I'm going to go up to File, Library Filters, Enable, and there's quick setting keyboard shortcuts for all this stuff, but I just go through ratings, then I do filter by rating, 5. So as soon as I click that, it's going to it's going to hide all of the ones that are not the 5-star. And I went from 139 to 18. So, and what I'm looking for these is not as much composition like I would be for something else, but it's just that it was one of Sawyer's practices. This was one of the first times where I didn't have a practice right before or right after. The days for our practices have been switched up. So I was able to bring my my telephoto lens. So I shot this with the 70-200 2.8 Canon. That's got it's the one with the image stabilization. So it's my favorite lens for portraits, and I really haven't had that. Can't remember last time I had that lens on my 5D Mark IV, just because I've had the 24-105 on for so long because I've been vlogging. But it was nice to get it back on and just take some photos. It's been a little while since I've done that. So we're going to go through each one, and honestly, everyone has the same exact lighting conditions, so we're probably going to edit just one, and then I'll copy those settings over to every other one, and I'll show you guys how I do that as well. So the first thing I'm going to do is, white balance looks pretty good, so I'm not really going to mess with that too much, but I may come back to it. So the first thing I like to do is get a little dehaze, just a hair, because this is inside. I go up to the tone curve, put it on a medium. That gives me some good contrast. I'll usually bump clarity up a little bit. Contrast is already pretty good, so I'm actually going to take it down a little bit below 0. Around 10 or 11. Highlights look good to me. Vibrance I usually bump up a little bit. Saturation just a little bit. Sawyer's shirt, I want it to pop that yellow. So pretty good. Sharpening, I go up just a bit. Noise reduction. Let's see what profile correction will do. It's getting rid of the vignetting. There's a slight vignette, and it gets rid of it, but I think I like the vignette. I don't have any chromatic aberrations, so I'm good with that. For this, that's really all I'm gonna do. Some of these I'm probably gonna make black and white. But I shoot in like a natural. I flattened out my color profile on my camera, so I'm just trying to bring a little bit of life back to the pictures. And you can see, really just looking at Sawyer's shirt more than anything else, you can see how much color we've brought back. We're not going to do too much more to it, because like I said, these are really just, these are snapshots, but we could do something a little different. These are the Peter McKinnon's Final Cut presets. I downloaded these a little while ago. Let's see what one of these. See, I like the way that looks. I would bring exposure down a little bit. Not that much. See, that's the only issue you have with using just straight out somebody else's LUTs, because it's hard depending on your area and what you're doing. I shouldn't say LUTs, presets in this. It's presets. Red Crush is one that he uses a lot. But see, I don't think this really works well indoors and with the fluorescent lights. I think it would be better. He uses his a lot with the landscape stuff. Yeah, there's not. Yeah, I wouldn't use any of these. Let's go back to where we were. Yeah, this is the original image. So what I'll do is I'll go back to the first image that I edited. I'll go to settings. I'll right click or double click. I'm on my MacBook Pro. And then I'm going to go to copy settings. Pretty much everything that I want is already, I didn't use any lens correction. I didn't use any post-crop vignetting, grain, dehaze, but I'll leave, pretty much I leave whatever's already there done and just copy it over. Go to the next photo, right click, and then paste settings. And like I said, because our environment is controlled, this works out really well. It'd be different if we're outside, different shadows, different sunlight hitting in different areas. But if you're in a controlled environment, you can just copy your settings over. This one, I think, because I try to set my composition how I want it when I take the photo. But this one, I'm going to get rid of some of this other stuff out here. And then just sort of bring, so the rim is right at the top and he's right there. I like that he's off the ground. Just a hair. Little man, he doesn't have the strength yet, so when he shoots, the ball just goes straight. He's not sure how to get it up in the air, so this is only like his third or fourth practice, so he's getting it, but he's getting a little frustrated, but I feel for him. So we're going to do that. We're fine with that. So what we'll do is we'll go through all of these, paste the same settings. That face. Again, here's another one. I like that he's off the ground shooting, but you can see the the travel of the ball isn't even going to hit the net. And there's a picture of Miles. I just snapped. I turned real quick. I liked his concentration watching the ball. He's picking up basketball really well. This is his first year of actually playing. He played like upwards a few years when he was pretty young, when he was younger than, well, about Sawyer's age, I guess. But he seems to be getting it. I think he's going to have some good natural ability when it comes to basketball, which will be good because he's supposed to be, doctors say he's going to be like 6'7" if he doesn't quit growing, and they told us that about 3 years ago, and he hasn't stopped growing. So, or I shouldn't say stop growing, stay at the same pace that he's been. I like these. I like the motion blur of the ball on these ones. The other thing is his mother hasn't seen him practice yet because she works the nights that both of them practice. She'll be able to see their games. Their games are going to be on Saturdays. First game this weekend. So I wanted to get some semi-decent pictures for her of Sawyer. I can't really get any of Miles because I coach his team. So that makes it difficult to start snapping photos of him while he's practicing. But this is his little friend from school who's on a different team that was in the same gym. So they scrimmaged. And that's going to be about it. So now what I'll do is I'll go back, select all of these, and file, export. I'll export it to the desktop, and I have a subfolder. It automatically generates an untitled export. I just leave it in there. I'm not going to worry about renaming them. Well, yeah, maybe I will. I'll rename them. Let's see. Sawyer B. Ball. Practice. Practice. Talk about practice.
I mean, listen, we talking about practice. Not a game, not a game, not a game. We talking about practice.
Lowercase, people practice. It should number them as well. This, I have JPEG format, sRGB is the color. Quality, I want 100%. No limit to the file size. You can also resize down here. I do this sometimes if I take a photo and I come in and edit it for YouTube and I'm doing a thumbnail. I'll do this to change it to 1920 by 1080. That's why it's already set up that way. Metadata, output sharpening, watermark. You can add a watermark, you know. So, and then I'm going to export. And that's it. You got a status bar up here. It should be pretty quick. It takes a few seconds to get going, and then it's usually pretty fast, even when I have a lot of photos. But now I'll take these. I'll put them into a separate folder of editing. Maybe one day I'll show you guys my structure for how I keep track of my photos. But and the raw photos, edited photos, and where I keep those in my workflow. Maybe one day I'll show you guys the workflow of that. But that's going to be it for this video. Hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, hit the thumbs up. If you've yet to subscribe to the channel, you can do that down below. This is episode 51, so this is 51 days in a row of an upload. I'm really enjoying it. Some days are rough, but I love the challenge of putting a video up every day. So if you're down with that, hit that thumbs up. Anyways, it's going to be it. I'll talk to you guys tomorrow.